All right, what's up, y'all? We're back. First week back, man. First week back. Honestly, not what I envisioned as my first week back, but it's okay. We're just gonna keep moving forward, and keep moving forward like Aaron Yeager. You know what I'm saying? So this was the first trade I took on Monday, and it's crazy because I had my stop loss rule that I've been telling you guys about. I'm gonna make a whole video about that, but I should not have gotten out of this trade, but I got a little scared and I wasn't focused, and I was just like, I gotta get out of this candle, bro. Tried to save myself a little bit of an L, and then boom, it ends up winning. So that's just what I get, man. That's what I get for not following my freaking stop loss rule. But it's okay. I didn't do that the rest of the week, so I cleaned up on that mistake. Make sure I, don't do that again. Just literally be a system, like a robot, basically, with my trading, because I have to do the same thing over and over again and not mess up. So this setup was pretty solid. I felt good about it. It was above the 200 on the 15 1 hour. We're still in that uptrend, so I felt good about it. And it won, but I guess I didn't feel good enough about it. I wasn't confident enough because I got out, and just gotta let it play out, man. If the market is giving me the indication that I should let it play out, because it didn't close. It closed above, so I just, if it loses, it loses. But I can't get out early. Not yet, man. I'm really just trying to see how this works for a couple months. And then on Tuesday, we took the EJ. Pretty good setup. We had broke this structure. Broke this. This isn't like a crazy structure break, but we're ranging back up to the zone. We have the 200 right here and yesterday's low in the zone. Wow. And it's a 5-minute setup and a 15-minute setup. Could narrow it down to the 5-minute. On the 1 hour, we are making new lows. Even though the 200's right here, we were making new lows. So I just felt confident in this setup, man. I'm not gonna lie. So I got in it, played around for a minute because it was at the 200, and then boom, it went down. I only got a 1-to-1 out of this, but next time I'm definitely gonna hold a little longer. Just leave a runner, just because it has higher time frame influence, and we have yesterday's low inside here. Like, bro, this was just calling for more than a 1-to-1, bro, and it ended up going down a lot. Like, I think you could have got a 4-to-1 off this. Yeah, but I probably just would have went for like a 2. But yeah, that was this setup. This was a really good setup, man. Probably my favorite setup I took this week, because you have yesterday's low inside the zone. Like, those are just amazing. Like, this probably would have been an A+ setup if the 200 was like up here or something. But yeah, that was solid. Wednesday, this setup wasn't terrible. I thought it was a little high. We're going up like this whole London session. Wake up around 7:15 ish, and I see this setup, and I'm like, okay, let's take it. But I also did see another setup that I'm gonna show you guys later that put me to this realization. So I had a lot of realizations this week. But yeah, my stop loss rule came in place because you see how this candle closed. So I literally get out as soon as it goes under, and then boom, it loses. So this is the crazy part about this setup, though. Like, it wasn't even a bad setup, and also, this was a high probability setup. Like, during the time, like, the market likes to change candles like later on, so this was high probability. Let's just act like a gap was here. So after this, we wick the bottom of the zone, and then we start shooting up. Like, are you serious? Because when we wick the bottom of the zone is invalid. So after that, I'm not looking at the trade no more. And I would have re-entered if it just went like 0.1 pip above and it didn't invalidate. I could have re-entered like that, and then boom, got my get back. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the case. Market was on some bull. Market was really playing. GU was playing this week, man. But this was the setup that I was gonna take. This was on Wednesday, so I really should have waited for this one. So I know on the 5-minute it doesn't look like anything, but this was a 15-minute setup. Let's go back. This was a 15-minute setup, also aligning with the 1 hour. And I'm like, dang, man, this looks nice. But for some reason during the time, I was like, bro, I ain't taking no 15-minute setup. And I don't know why I was thinking that. I think it was, I don't know why. But I know now, like, these setups are literally better, bro. Like, higher time frame setups are better. And you're literally having this 15-minute zone, and you have the 1 hour zone. Look at that, 1 hour, major break of structure, boom, shoots back up. Even though this, like, it invalidated the zone after and shot back up, but I still would have got my win, you know. It keeps going back, but I would have got my win, man. I could have targeted like up here, but you know, I decided to take GU and I lost. So here's Thursday. I was actually a little disappointed because I wasn't impeccable with my word, man. I've been rereading the 4 agreements. I wasn't impeccable with my word. I told myself that I wasn't gonna trade today because it was CPI, and you know CPI likes to like mess up the whole day. Like, look at this candle. Usually this whole candle would just mess up the day. You'll get no setups for the rest of the day, but today was an exception. My bad, guys. Thursday was an exception, and yeah, it just faked out immediately. This was where I got the break of candle right there. You see that, and boom, it fakes out. So that was tough, but this setup was textbook. I'm not gonna lie, it was textbook, but I could have avoided the loss just because, like, it was just a textbook 5-minute setup. By the way, I mean, we had broke structure on the 15, but yeah, I could have avoided this L because I told myself I wasn't gonna trade, but I ended up trading anyways. So if you say you're not gonna do something, and if you say you're gonna do something, just don't do it or do it. You know what I mean? Just like me with this GJ trade. Like, if I say I'm only gonna get out the trade early if it closes below my break of candle, that's when I should get out. If it goes below, you know, the low or the high of it. So yeah, that's 2 situations this week where I'm not impeccable with my word, and I could have avoided 2 L's. So yeah, and then I could have avoided the GUL here if I just took the better setup. So the realization that I had, actually, I know I'm going back and forth, but the realization that I had with this was like, start asking yourself, what setup would you be okay with losing on? Because that really put me in that mindset, like, okay, which setup is really better? And looking back, the higher time frame setup was better, man. So yeah, I should have just waited to take this, like, if it occurred. I'm like, yeah, but I took the GU. Oh man, that was tough. It's early in the morning, y'all. I just got done trading. This was the last trade of the day. EJ, it kind of looks like the EJ on Tuesday. So like, we did have a little bit of liquidity above here, which was like the only worry, but we had a nice break of structure. We're going back up to the zone. It's a 5-minute setup plus a 15-minute setup. We are below yesterday's low, showing that we are really like down. You know what I'm saying? We're down. And on the 1 hour, we are making new lows. Like, we were going up for a while, but we're making new lows. And like, we just invalidated this demand zone. So like, I was just liking it. And we also had a gap to fill like right here. So it was a lot that made me feel confident in this setup. And as you can see, another fake out, another fake out. And this really should have been the only fake out that I experienced this week, but it wasn't. You know, this was literally zero point 0.4 pips away from winning, as you can see. But it ended up losing. Shoots right back up and takes out liquidity. The news is at 8:30, and it just goes down from there. So it's kind of crazy. I guess the market didn't respect supply and demand as much this week, even though it kind of did. But like with my setups, it didn't. And I'm not too mad about that, because at least it's like, okay, I have the right idea, I had the right setup, but it just didn't respect it this week. And that's just the reality, you know? Like GU, what are the oh my goodness, I didn't even talk about how this GU setup did the same thing that GU did on Wednesday. Look at that. It nicks the top of the zone, which makes it invalid, and then after that you get a win. Like that is beyond irritating. That happened twice to me this week. And yeah, it's like my L's were just like L's, but then it just literally goes in the direction I wanted to go after invalidating my setup. So yeah, that was a little irritating, but you know, at least I'm taking these solid setups, man. Like that just proves it. So yeah, we will be back next week. And yeah, man, 1-4 this week. We really could have been like 3-1 if we just eliminate this one, because we say we're not gonna take it, and then we be patient enough and wait for the better setup. You know, take our dub like we did, and then follow my rules and take the dub like we should have here. So we could have been 3-1, but that wasn't the case. But next week we're gonna clean that up. We're already cleaning up mistakes this week. Like today, which was Friday, I didn't make any mistakes, man. I just lost. So yeah, we'll be back next week. Let me know how y'all week went. Yeah, that's it, man. I'll see y'all next week.